Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article that should be called Duh, We Told You This Was Going to Happen, because your idea was quite obviously a dumb one. It is from the Post Millennial, dated October 3rd, and the article says, Democrat policies following defund the police movement linked to crime epidemic, House Judiciary report. And again, I say, well, duh, this was always going to be the result of defunding the police is more crime. And it's one of those things to me that it's like, so obvious that this was going to happen that it was just like anybody that brought it up, you'd have to look at and just slap across the face for just being stupid, and they should be like pointed and laughed at forever. But there's actually serious people out there that think, suddenly got the hiccups, that this was a really good choice, which it obviously was not. So let's go ahead and get into it. It says, according to a new report from the House Judiciary Committee, Democrat policies that came after the George Floyd riots, defund the police movement, as well as the election of rogue prosecutors, has led to an increased crime in different Democrat-controlled cities around the nation, which is basically like all of them. The House Judiciary Committee Chairman, Representative Jim Jordan, Republican of Ohio, posted on X, quote, this report highlights how rogue prosecutors in Democrat-run jurisdictions downgrade serious crimes, refuse to prosecute the laws on the books, and put violent criminals ahead of innocent communities, end quote. And go look and see who is funding those people, and everything should start to come together. It says violent crime is out of control in major Democrat-run cities across America. Biden-Harris allies like Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg and Philadelphia DA Larry Krasner are releasing violent criminals back on the streets with no regard for the alarming rise in violent crime or safety of their cities, Jordan continued, adding that Americans are less safe under the Biden-Harris administration and their pro-criminal policies. And if you remember, too, I've done a few videos on this recently that you even had KJP up there at the podium saying during one of the press briefings that, no, crime is down. And it's because, well, I think this article might go into it, where it's like cities are not reporting their crime. And also, if you downgrade crimes, of course it's going to look like crime is going, like the murder rate is going down, because you're not charging people with murder anymore that committed murders. So this isn't a difficult thing to understand, but apparently for Democrats, they'd rather lie to you. It says the testimony in the report is drawn from the Judiciary Committee and its Subcommittee on Crime and Federal Government Surveillance, as the two groups assess the reasons for escalating crime in major American cities. As prominent Democrats, up to and including President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, have embraced the misguided and dangerous defund the police movement, liberal special interests work to elect far-left prosecutors in Democrat-run cities, the report says. They in turn acted to reduce and repurpose funding for police forces and implement radical laws that keep criminals on the streets, the report states, adding that these pro-criminal anti-law enforcement policies endanger all Americans and make American communities less safe. And that should be, again, that's a duh. Of course that was going to be what happened. So, says the report argues that, let's scroll down. So the report argues that Democratic-run cities which defunded their police forces had a subsequent spike in both violent and nonviolent crime. And this is where, like, you have the Bill and Ted gif of, like, the no way, like, sarcastically, not believing what they heard, but yes, way, if you will. It says, for example, the report notes, Democrat-run New York City cut its police department budget by $1 billion in 2020, and major crime surged by 23% in 2022 when compared to 2021. Philadelphia is also used as an example, where the city reduced its police budget by $33 million and saw a dramatic rise in homicides in 2022. It says, although Democrats claim that violent crime is decreasing, crime rates are still far higher than pre-pandemic levels, and crime continues to wreak havoc on American communities, the report states. Committee testimony also looked into rogue prosecutors in Democrat-run jurisdictions who downgrade serious crimes, refuse to prosecute the laws on the books, and put criminals ahead of communities. These far-left DAs are trying to fundamentally change the criminal justice system, the report says, in order to put the rights of victims over those of criminals, while refusing to prosecute entire categories of crime, systematically downgrade felonies to misdemeanors, and refuse to request bail for criminals. And this here is basically the reason why they're saying crime is down in the Biden administration, is because this exact sentence here. And I have a problem with them putting far left in scare quotes. These people are far left. It's not like they might be. No, they are. So you can take the scare quotes out of there. It says the report also focuses on bail reform that has been popular in some Democratic-run cities. These laws and policies eliminated cash bail, restricted judges from imposing constraints on dangerous criminals, and even mandated the immediate release of criminals back into the community, the report states. This comes as there was another recent report that said violent crime is on the rise throughout America, despite the repeated Democratic talking points saying it is falling. In some urban centers, such as New York, some voters in the city suburbs are shifting from supporting the Democratic Party to GOP nominee Donald Trump, as he has shared a law and order message resonating with citizens who agree that the Biden-Harris administration has failed to keep crime down, while also allowing millions of illegal immigrants to cross the southern border. And I did a video very recently. I think actually at the time that you're hearing this video is the day before. So go look at what you're hearing now is yesterday's video for pretty much that story about the crimes that they're committing. But yeah, I mean, like I said, that's the end of the article. But this is what I said before is just, this is what's going on. And here's Alvin Bragg, the New York, the Manhattan DA, and this is, I believe, Larry Kreisner from Philadelphia, that are part of the reason the crime wave is actually up and defund the police. As we said, not working. And again, it was an obviously stupid idea from the moment somebody thought about it. It should have just popped in someone's head and they went, yeah, it's not going to work, and just moved on with their life and not mentioned it to anybody. But instead, these ideas become tangible and, oh, it turns out that what we said was going to happen actually did. Duh. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.